Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalam ala Imam al-Anbiya wal-Mursaleen Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. Believing brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to this another of our sittings. Today we're going to take a look at the tafsir of Surah Al. This surah, by looking at it, you can tell instinctively that it was revealed in Holy Mecca. Now, Surah Al is Surah 87. Instinctively, you can tell that it was revealed in Mecca because it focuses primarily on Tawheed. The Prophet used to recite Surah Ala and Surah Ghashiyah in Salatul Jum'ah. The Holy Prophet used to recite Surah Ala and Surah Ghashiyah, Surah 87 and Surah 88 in Salatul Jum'ah. The Prophet used to recite these two surahs in Salatul Eid as well. The Prophet used to recite Surah Ala for witr, in Salatul Witr. So in the first rak'ah, witr has 3 rak'ah. Surah Ala in the first rak'ah. Surah Kafirun in the second rak'ah. And Surah Ikhlas in the final rak'ah for Salatul Witr. Witr is Sunnah Mu'akkada. Surah Ala is a short surah because it only has 19 ayahs. Not Munafiqun, Surah Kafirun. I hope my mic is clear. I didn't say Kafirun, I didn't say Munafiqun, I said Surah Qul Ya Ayyuhal Kafirun, second rak'ah. Please correct the notes. The Prophet recited for Salatul Witr, Surah Ala, Surah Kafirun, and then Surah Ikhlas. This is the Sunnah of the Prophet in regards to Salatul Witr. Okay, please post the very first ayah. Surah 87 verse 1, Allah said, Sabbih isma rabbikal a'la. Glorify the name of your Lord, the Most High. Sabbih isma rabbikal a'la. Allah Ta'ala is the Most High. The Pharaoh, he made a claim that he is the Most High, not Allah. The Pharaoh made a claim that he is the Most High, not Allah. And he made a claim, not even the Shaitan made such a claim. So in Surah 79, Allah said, فَحَشَرَ فَنَادَى, Surah 79 verses 20. Ana rabbukum al-ala. Ana rabbukum al-ala. Faqala ana rabbukum al-ala. Surah 79 verses 23 to 24. when Musa went to him, he panicked and he gathered the people and he shouted out, Ana Rabbukum al-A'la. The Pharaoh made a claim, not even the Shaitan made such a claim. I am your Lord the Most High. Not even the Shaitan had the nerve to make such a claim. Look how evil the Pharaoh was. So Allah Ta'ala is the Most High. That is one of Allah's 99 names. Sab isma rabbika al-a'la. Now, what is Allah's name? The name of your Lord. What is the name of your Lord? Okay, you're asking the question, what is the name of your Lord? Okay, our brother, word up, what are you going to ask the question, what's the name of your Lord? What is the name of your Lord? The name of your Lord is Allah. And it is called the greatest name. The name of your Lord is Allah. The name of your Lord is not Jehovah, nor Yahweh, nor Dios, like the Latin people say Dios. The name of your Lord is not God, like the English people say God. The name of your Lord is Allah, and it is called the greatest name. The name of your Lord is Allah. It is not Jehovah or Yahweh or Dios. I think the D-I-O-S. I think the Latin people and the Spanish people say Dios. I think that's how they spell it. Dios. The Christians in Malaysia, they took the government to court. Why? They want to use the word Allah in their churches, not God. His name is not God. The Christians took the government to court to use the word Allah in their churches because they don't want to use any other name but Allah, because that is His name. So when Allah said, Sabbi isma rabbika al-a'la, glorify the name of your Lord, who is the Most High. The name of your Lord is Allah. That is His name. But they lost the case. Do you know why they lost the case? Because they don't understand who Allah is. That's why the Christians lost the case. They don't understand who Allah is. They believe Allah beget a son. Beget means to impregnate women by way of sex. So they lost the case because you can't use the word Allah in your churches because you don't know who Allah is. They believe Allah beget a son. They believe Allah came down on earth in the form of Jesus and died on the cross. They believe a whole lot of rubbish about Allah. That's why they lost the case. They think Allah beget a son. Beget means to have sex. They think Allah came down on earth in the form of Jesus and died on the cross for mankind to have salvation. So how can you use the word Allah in your churches and you have a weird and bizarre understanding of who Allah is? That's why they lost the case. When you are speaking to a Muslim, you shouldn't say God. When you are speaking to a Muslim in a conversation, don't say God, because you will offend the Muslim by calling Allah God. When you call Allah God, you offend the Muslims. Allah's name is, the name of your Lord is Allah. The Christians in Egypt, they say Allah. The Christians in Syria and Jordan, they say Allah. The Jews in Yemen say Allah. There are Jews living in Yemen, they say Allah. And when the Kafirs of Quraysh said to the Prophet, Sif lana rabbak, what the Kafirs of Quraysh said, Sif lana rabbak, describe to us Allah. Who is your Lord Allah? Sif means describe. Sif lana rabbak. Allah said, Qul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad. Lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Surah Ikhlas. Surah 102. See, Allah is ahad, one. He is as-samad, eternal. Lam yalid, Allah has no children and Allah has no parents. Walam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. There is nothing in the heavens above nor the earth below that resembles Allah, which is comparable to Allah. And this surah which I recited is equal to a third of the Holy Quran. Surah Ikhlas. A third of the Holy Quran. Sabbih isma rabbika al-a'la. Celebrate the praise of your Lord. Glorify the name of your Lord, who is Al-A'la, the Most High. The name of your Lord is Allah. It is the only appropriate name for Allah, not God or Jehovah or Yahweh. His name is Allah. And that name is called Al-Ism Al-Azam. So why that name is called Al-Ism Al-Azam? It is called Al-Ism Al-Azam because Allah has 99 other names. The reason why it is called Al-Ism Al-Azam is because Allah has 99 other names. Okay, find the hadith. Allah has 99 names, and anyone who memorizes these names and acts according to these names will enter the paradise. Find the hadith. So Allah said, Sabbih isma rabbika al-a'la, glorify the name of your Lord. Did you know that because of this Sabbih isma rabbika al-a'la, the Prophet put it inside of your sajda? The Prophet put it in your sajda. When you go down in sajda, what do you say? Subhana Rabbi al-A'la. The Prophet used this ayah to put it in your sajda. When you are praying and you go down in sajda, what do you say 3 times or 5 times? Subhana Rabbi al-A'la. Glorify my Lord, the Most High. And when you go down in ruku, you say Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. Glorify my Lord who is the great. So which surah did the Prophet use to put that in the ruku? Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. The surah we use is Surah 56, Surah Waqiyah, verse 96. The Prophet used Waqiyah 96 as the evidence to put it in your ruku, Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. So glorify, we praise the name of your Lord. Allah said in Surah Waqiyah, فَسَبِّحْ بِسْمِ رَبِّكَ الْعَظِيمِ. The Prophet used Surah Waqiyah to put it in your ruku, Subhana Rabbi al-Azim. And what did the Prophet al-Ala in your sajda? He used Surah 87, Surah Ala, in which Allah opened the surah by saying, Sabbih isma rabbika al-A'la. Okay, this is the hadith Uqba ibn Amir al-Juhani. The Prophet al-A'la in the sajda on the basis of this verse. And the recitation of Subhana Rabbi al-Azim in the basis of the verse of Surah Waqiyah. The last ayah of Surah Waqiyah. Yes, the Prophet used Surah Ala for the sajda, and the Prophet used Surah Waqiyah for the ruku', according to the Sahabas. I hope that is clear. The Prophet used Surah Ala for the sajda, and the Prophet used Surah Waqiyah for the ruku', according to the Sahabas. One of the worst deviation is when we call Allah with names that are not suitable for Allah. The worst deviation is when we call Allah with names that are not suitable for Allah. That is the worst deviation. To call Allah with names that are not suitable for Allah. So the Christians, they call Allah the one who begets. The worst deviation is to ascribe names to Allah that He and His Messenger did not mention. Yes, that's the worst deviation. The Christians, they dabble in this deviation. They accuse Allah of begetting. The one who begets. They accuse Allah of repenter. He repents. What they said, Allah repented. And they accuse Allah of the one who rested on the seventh day. Allah rested and was refreshed on the seventh day. John 3 verse 16, Allah begat a son. Genesis 6 verse 6, God repented that He made man. The Seventh-day Adventists, they use the argument that God rested as their hujjah to rest on Saturday, because they said even God rested. So these are examples of how people attribute to Allah Ta'ala lies. They fabricate lies on Allah. There is no Sabbath in Islam. When did they say God rested? I think is Exodus 2 verse 2. God rested. Yes, the worst deviation is when you describe Allah Ta'ala with names and attributes that He used to describe Himself. When Prophet Yusuf was in jail in Egypt, he rebuked the pagans of Egypt. He corrected them, he rebuked them and said that the names that you are using to describe Allah, Allah did not reveal those names. You fabricated those names. You and your fathers fabricated those names. Surah 12 verse 40. Prophet Yusuf in jail, he rebuked the pagans of Egypt about using names and attributes to describe Allah which He did not use to describe Himself. These were forged. Lying on Allah is the worst thing, and Allah spoke about those who lie on Allah. Surah 60, verse 7. And who can be eviler than the person who lies on Allah? Surah 60, verse 7. وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنِ افْتَرَى عَلَى اللَّهِ كَذِبًا. Who can be worse than a man who lies on Allah? Now, I heard many Muslims who say we respect all religions. I didn't say Surah 60, I said Surah 61. Look at what I wrote on the board. Look what I wrote on the board. Surah 61, verse 7. Surah 60 is something else. That's Surah Mumtahana. I want Surah Saf. Now, many Muslims say we respect all religions. That statement is a statement of kufr for you to respect all religions. The Christians say Holy Mary, Mother of God, that God came from the belly of a woman. That's Catholic. Holy Mary, Mother of God. How can you respect that doctrine that Jesus is God? So when you say we respect all religions, that statement that you have made is kufr. You are only allowed to respect the haqq. Now, the Jews say Jesus was a bastard child and Mary was a harlot. Do you respect that as well? The Jews, they say Jesus was a bastard child and Mary was a harlot. My question to you is, do you respect that doctrine as well? Because you opened your mouth and said, we respect all religions. You are not allowed to respect any religion except Islam. That's why the British, they couldn't stand me, because they want a sheikh to be in the UK who preach interfaith and say we respect all the religions, and all the religions are on the same even keel. That's what the British want to hear, because they say we are a multicultural society, so all the religions have to be on the same even keel. I don't believe in that. The Hindus, they worship monkey and elephants. Do you respect that? The Hindus worship monkey and elephants and snakes. Do you respect that? Because you're the one who opened your mouth and said, we respect all religions. I'm trying to put sense into your head. Because sometimes you speak kufr without realizing it. What do you mean we respect all religions? What kind of a rubbish talk is that? Allah said, وَقَاتِلُوهُمْ حَتَّى. Okay, bring them ayah, Tawbah 29, I think that the ayah, Tawbah 29. Tawbah 29. You were commanded to fight those who don't accept Islam. Tawbah 29, I am most sure that's the ayah. قاتلوا الذين لا يؤمنون بالله ولا باليوم الآخر ولا يحرمون ما حرم الله ورسوله ولا يدينون دين الحق من الذين أوتوا الكتاب حتى يؤتوا الجزية عن يد وهم صاغرون. Allah said they are ignoble, they are subdued. Fight against those who believe not in Allah, nor the last day, nor forbid that which Allah has forbidden. They did not forbid what Allah and His Messenger has forbidden. And those who don't acknowledge the religion of truth, Deen al-Haq, until they pay you the jizya with full submission and feel themselves subdued. I don't believe in this interfaith rubbish. Allah said, وَقَاتِلُوهُمْ حَتَّى لَا تَكُنْ فِتْنَةً. Fight them till there is no more fitna. What is fitna? Fitna is shirk. Anfal 39. Anfal 39. Fight them till there is no more fitna. The purpose of the interfaith is to put all religions on the same even keel. If I come face to face with a kafir, it is to debate him and disgrace him, like I did to a kafir on Jamaican TV. That's my purpose of coming face to face with a kafir, to debate with him and disgrace him. Fight them till there's no more fitna. What do you mean I respect all religions? The Hindus worship a penis. Do you respect that? The Hindus of India, they worship a penis. I was watching a BBC documentary. I was shocked when the BBC documentary unveiled what they worship in India. Do you respect that as well? You with your interfaith dialogue can go to hell. I don't believe in that. I believe in the Quran. Fight them till there's no more fitna. And fitna is shirk. So don't say I respect all religions. If I hear you say that, I might make takfir on you. You're only allowed to respect Islam. You are only allowed to respect Islam, the haqq. You are not allowed to respect batil, falsehood. I can bring you many more verses where Allah commands you to eradicate kufr. But I will continue with the tafsir. Allah said, when you meet people who are engaging in false conversations about His names and attributes and His signs, stay away from them. Surah 6 verse 68. When you come across people in life who indulge in false conversations about Allah's names and attributes, abstain from them. Don't sit with them. Make bara from them. Because they are indulging in false conversations about Allah Ta'ala's names and Allah Ta'ala's deen. Allah's deen and Allah's names. Allah's verses, Allah's signs. وَإِذَا رَأَيْتَ الَّذِينَ يَخُوضُونَ فِي آيَاتِنَا فَأَعْرِضْ عَنْهُمْ حَتَّى يَخُوضُوا فِي حَدِيثٍ غَيْرِهِ. And when you see those who engage in false conversation about our verses, mocking at them, stay away from them till they turn to another topic, another discourse. And if the shaitan causes you to forget, then after you remember, sit not you in the company of those people who are wrongdoers, the zalimun. Allah Ta'ala told you that He has the most beautiful names. Unto Allah belongs His most beautiful names. So call upon Allah with His beautiful names. You can use Allah's names as your tawassul. Tawassul means to seek a means to draw near to Allah. We describe Allah with His 99 names and attributes. We describe Allah with His 99 names and attributes without tashbih. Tashbih means to make Allah similar to His creation. We describe Allah with His 99 names and attributes without tashbih. to make him similar to his creation. We describe Allah with his 99 tashbih. We describe Allah's name without tashbih, making Allah similar to his creation, and without ta'til. Ta'til means to reject Allah's names and attributes. The word ta'til means to reject. The mu'attila are those who reject. So ta'til is to reject Allah's names and attributes. Who did that? The Mu'tazilites. The Mu'tazilites reject Allah's names and attributes. And we describe Allah with his names and attributes without tajsim. Tajsim means to say Allah has a body like the body of man. Tajsim, to say Allah has a body that looks like the body of man. A'udhu billah. They are called the Mujassima. How evil people can be. The Mujassima. We describe Allah with his names and attributes without tafweed. So what is tafweed? Who is the Mufawwida? The Mufawwida is the agnostic Muslim. The Mufawwida is the agnostic Muslim. The Mufawwida is the agnostic Muslim. His stance is, I'm not sure what Allah's names mean. I am not sure what Allah's names mean. That's a big lie. Al-Basir, the all-seeing. The one who sees is the opposite of the one who is blind. Al-Karim, the kind, is the opposite of the one who is stingy. We believe in Allah's 99 names and attributes without tahrif. Tahrif means to spell the words, to spell Allah's names wrong, to change the meaning. Tahrif, to spell Allah's names wrong, to change the meaning. That's the Jew boy, that's what they do, the Jews. They spell words wrong to change the meaning. That's called tahrif. And there is tahrif in spelling and tahrif in tafsir. اسم ربك الأعلى. Okay, bring me the second ayah. الذي خلق فسوى. The second ayah. الذي خلق فسوى. Who has created everything and then proportioned it. Allah Ta'ala is the one and only creator. Allah said the greatest scientist can't even create a housefly. The greatest scientist can't even create a housefly. Surah 22, verse 73. Allah said even if the fly takes away something from you, you can't get it back. Da'ifa at-talib wal-matlub. You and the housefly, you are equally weak. You are weak, you are da'if. You and the housefly, you are weak. If the fly takes away something, you can't get it back. You can't create the fly. O mankind, a similitude has been coined. So listen attentively to my similitude. Verily, those on whom you call beside Allah cannot create not even a housefly, even though they combine all their efforts together for that one single purpose. And if a fly snatched away a thing from them, they would not have the power to release it from the fly. So weak are both the seeker and the sought. Da'ifa at-talib wal-matlub. A'udhu billah. How can you say that man is a creator? Now, have you heard about the NOI, Louis Farrakhan movement? NOI, Louis Farrakhan, from Chicago. They said that the white man was created in a science lab, a mad scientist called Yaqub. They said the white man was created by a mad scientist called Yaqub. So they believe that there's a creator beside Allah. That is shirk. The doctrine of Louis Farrakhan is shirk. Okay, where is the link about the mad scientist Yaqub? Go to Wikipedia and find the link. The mad scientist Yaqub. Spell Yaqub the way I spell it, because Wikipedia spell it with a K, not a Q. Yes, they believe there is a creator beside Allah. There is no creator beside Allah. Some people believe that the AIDS virus was created in a science lab by the white man to kill black people, to depopulate. The Illuminatis created Yaqub, the mad scientist. That's the nation of Islam. That's their ideology. That's their ideology. The white man was created by a mad scientist in the lab. So they believe that there are creators beside Allah. Some people believe that the AIDS virus was created by the white man in the lab to kill black people. It's called to depopulate. The Illuminatis created the AIDS virus. That is madness as well. Allah is the only creator. So how can the white man create the AIDS virus in the lab to depopulate, to kill black people, to cut down on the population of non-whites? That's a conspiracy theory. And Allah is the one and only creator. Allah created herpes, gonorrhea, syphilis, AIDS, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, chlamydia. All these things were created by Allah. Chlamydia, gonorrhea, herpes, hepatitis B, hepatitis C, the AIDS virus, all these sexually transmitted diseases were created by Allah. No scientists create these diseases I just made mention to you. Allah is the one and only creator. The Mu'tazilites believe that man creates his own actions. That's another kufr. The Mu'tazilites believe Allah, all diseases are created by Allah: gonorrhea, syphilis, influenza, hepatitis B. Don't forget herpes and the AIDS. Why you left that out? Herpes, AIDS, all these things were created by Allah. Now, J. Edgar Hoover used to spread syphilis in the black community. J. Edgar Hoover. But the syphilis wasn't created by the white man. He only spread it in the black community of America. J. Edgar Hoover, the person who was in charge of the FBI. And he used to slander people by Allah's creation has no discrepancies. Allah tells us creation has no discrepancies. So, Surah Mulk, Tabarak alladhi biyadihi al-mulk. Allah challenged the atheists to look at his creation. the atheists, Allah challenged the atheists, look at my creation. Can you find any discrepancies in my creation? Do you see any faults? Do you see any rifts? Look a first time, look a second time, look a third time. Your eyesight will return to you completely worn out. And still you couldn't find a single fault in my wonderful and marvelous creation. Surah Mulk. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. So Allah said, الذي خلق سبع سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فرج البصر هل ترى من فتور ثم ارج البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير. Look at my creation once, twice, three times, even a fourth time. Your eyesight will return to you in complete humiliation, completely worn out, and still you couldn't find a single fault in my wonderful and marvelous creation. So when Allah said, الَّذِي خَلَقَ فَسَوَّى, I created everything, خَلَقَ, and I give everything its due proportion. Everything was proportionate. Nothing is too small, nothing is too big. Everything is proportionate. If a person has a body part which is overgrown and it looks abnormal in the community, you can do plastic surgery. If you have a body part which is overgrown and it is not in conformity to the norm of the society, you're allowed to do plastic surgery. You say, but you are changing Allah's creation. So we are not changing Allah's creation. We are beautifying Allah's creation. That's how you refute the people who are against plastic surgery. We are not changing Allah's creation. We are beautifying Allah's creation. That's the refutation for those who are against plastic surgery. So your child has ears that sticks out. And you don't want your child to be bullied at school. You can do plastic surgery to avoid the child being bullied at school, because the child ears sticks out away from the norm of the society. So the child will be a target for bullying. In that case, you're allowed to do plastic surgery. We are not changing Allah's creation. We are beautifying Allah's creation. الَّذِي خَلَقَ فَسَوَّى. Man is the most perfect of Allah's creation. Surah 95 verse 4. وَالتِّينِ وَالزَّيْتُونِ وَطُورِ سِينِينَ وَهَذَا الْبَلَدِ الْأَمِينِ لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. Allah said, man is the most perfect of my creation. After Allah Ta'ala gave you the best form, the most handsome of shape, Allah made you the most honorable of His creation. Allah honored Bani Adam. Surah 17 verse 17. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. Man is the most perfect of Allah's creation. When you look at monkey and say, oh, the monkey is ugly, the monkey is ugly, that's wrong. You know why you say the monkey is ugly? Because you are comparing the monkey to man. That's unfair. The monkey is not considered ugly in his community. Why do they mate? Why monkeys make love? They make love because they are not considered ugly in their community. So to say, man look at monkey and say, oh, look how ugly the monkey is, that's wrong. You are not allowed to call Allah's creation ugly. Also, you are not allowed to compare monkey to man and then look down upon the monkey and say, oh, the monkey is ugly. That's wrong what you're doing. The monkeys are considered handsome in their community. So you are doing qiyas. What is your qiyas? Your qiyas is you compare monkey to man. Ahmad ibn Hanbal said most mistakes are made with wrong qiyas, dodgy qiyas. Most mistakes are made with dodgy qiyas, wrong qiyas. Our brother has to go. Authentic Tawheed 19. Please take notes. Most mistakes are made with dodgy qiyas. Ahmad ibn Hanbal said that. This is why the Zahiriya Mazhab, they don't believe in qiyas. The Zahiriya, they don't believe in qiyas. They take the apparent meaning of the text. They go along with the text and they don't believe in qiyas. That's the Zahiriya Mazhab. We're not going to go down that route because some qiyas are accurate. Authentic 19, please acknowledge your presence in the room because we need to continue. Yeah. Okay, continue the notes. Authentic 19. Our brother has to go. We continue our dance. Allah Ta'ala said, فَصَوَّى. He creates and He proportions everything in due proportion. Surah 22, verse 7. 19 was bringing the Hujjah. So who's going to bring the ayah? Let me see who can bring that. Okay, Authentic 33, bring Surah 22, verse 7. What did Allah say in Surah 22, verse 7? I'm sorry, that's not the ayah we need. Surah 22. No, we have brought the ayah already. Sorry, the ayah is Surah Team. Never mind, we can do it as ayah. الذي خلق فسوى الذي قدر فهدى. Okay, bring me ayah 3. الذي قدر فهدى. الذي قدر. Everything He preordained by qadr. Everything was preordained by qadr. Surah 87, verse 3. الذي قدر فهدى. وَالَّذِي قَدَّرَ فَهَدَى. Allah said what? وَالَّذِي قَدَّرَ فَهَدَى. And Allah has measured everything. Allah preordained everything with qadr. And then He guides mankind to the right path. Allah shows you the two highways The two freeway, the two motorway, the one that takes you to paradise and the one that takes you to hellfire. Allah Ta'ala predestined everything 50,000 years before He created the heavens and the earth. And this hadith is collected by Muslim. Bring the hadith. 50,000 years before Allah created the heavens and the earth, He predestined everything. Bring the hadith. Allah Ta'ala predestined everything 50,000 years before He created the heavens and the earth. So the first thing Allah created was the pen, the qalam. He said, Uktub, write. Allah said, Uktub, write. The pen said, what shall I write? Allah said, write down everything that will happen from now until the day of judgment. The pens have been lifted and the pages are dry. What is to be must be. Everything is predestined, and Qadr has 4 pillars. Allah created the pen first to write everything between now and the day of judgment. Qadr itself has 4 pillars. The first pillar of Qadr is called Ilm. Okay, authentic Tawheed 19, you're going to write the 4 pillars of Qadr in bold writing. Qadr itself has 4 pillars. The first pillar of Qadr is called Ilm, which is the knowledge, Allah's knowledge. Allah's perfect knowledge of past, present, and future. The second pillar of Qadr, okay, explain Ilm, Allah's perfect knowledge of past, present, and future. The second pillar of Qadr is called Kitab, documentation. The second pillar of Qadr is called documentation. The third, Kitab. Not Kitab, Kitab. Kitab means a book. Kitab means documentation. Allah's documentation of the knowledge. He wrote it down. So how do you define Qadr? What is the definition of Qadr? We will go into that after we give you the pillars of Qadr. The other pillar of Qadr is called Mashi'a. Allah wills the thing to happen. Allah willed the thing to happen, Mashi'a. And the thing will happen according to the will of Allah. The fourth pillar of Qadr is called Khalq. Allah created your action. The fourth pillar is called Khalq. Allah created your actions, whether it be good or bad. Okay, bring the Hujjah, Surah 54, verse 49. Khalq is a Q at the end. Khalq. Allah created your actions. Allah, inna kulla shay'in khalaqnahu biqadr. Everything, we created it with qadr. Inna kulla shay'in khalaqnahu biqadr. Now, Allah said, وَالَّذِي قَدَّرَ فَهَدَى. Bring me back ayah 3. وَالَّذِي قَدَّرَ فَهَدَى. Allah is the one who preordained everything. Allah predestined everything. And Allah guides. What Allah is telling you here is, not only does He create, but He guides. Bring back the ayah. What Allah is telling you is that not only does He create, but He guides. So He did not leave man in the lurch. He creates, but He guides as well. He did not leave you in limbo. He showed you the two highways, the one that leads to paradise and the one that leads to the hellfire. So when Allah said to the angels, Inni ja'ilun fil ard khalifa, verily I am about to create an earth, a vicegerent. The angels told Allah there's a cause for concern. What the angels said to Allah, there is a cause for concern. Baqarah 30. Baqarah 30. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً قَالُوا أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَن يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا وَيَسْفِكُ الدِّمَاءَ وَنَحْنُ نُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِكَ وَنُقَدِّسُ لَكَ قَالَ إِنِّي أَعْلَمُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. And remember when your Lord said to the angels, verily I am about to put on earth a vicegerent. A vicegerent, a khalifa. They said, will you place therein those who will make mischief therein and shed blood while we glorify you with praise and thank you and sanctify you? Allah said, what? I know that which you know not. So what is the tafsir of Allah's words? I know that which you know not. What is the tafsir of that? I know that which you know not. The tafsir of Allah's words, I know that which you know not, is not only will I create, I will also guide. I won't leave man in the lurch. That's what Ibn Kathir said about the ayah. Not only will Allah create, Allah will also guide. He won't leave man in limbo. He will show man the two highways, the one that leads to paradise and the one that leads to the hellfire, and let him make his own choice. So when Allah said to the angels, I know that which you know not, what Allah is saying, even though some of them will spread mischief and shed blood, not all of them will be evil. You'll have Siddiqun, the truthful one. Ulama, Abu Hanifa, Malik, Shafi, Ahmed ibn Hanbal. One scholar from the Ummah of Muhammad has more followers than a prophet. Did you know that? One scholar, Abu Hanifa alone, has more followers than Musa. Something you did not know. We have at least 500 million Hanafis in the world. India, Pakistan, Turkey, Bangladesh. Maybe nearly half the Muslims are Hanafis. One scholar from the Ummah of Muhammad has more followers than Musa. That's why when Musa met Muhammad, he cried on the night of Al-Isra wal-Miraj. So when Allah said to the angels, I know that which you know not, what Allah is saying is, not only will I create, I will also guide. This is why Allah said, Sabbi isma rabbika al-a'la, alladhi khalaqa fasawwa. I create, khalaqa. Walladhi qaddara fahada. And I preordain things, and I guide, hada. I did not leave man in the lurch. I sent prophets after prophets, messengers after messengers, and I reveal books after books. to guide man. So if he hung on to kufr and wasn't guided, he has no one to blame but himself. He has no one to blame but himself. One scholar from the Ummah of Muhammad, Imam Malik, for example, the Maliki Madhab, they have more followers than David or Solomon. One scholar from the Ummah of Muhammad has more followers than many, many prophets. That's how powerful the Ummah of Muhammad is. Abu Hanifa has more followers than Musa alayhi salam. And when Musa heard about the Ummah of Muhammad, he begged Allah, let me join them. Allah didn't accept his dua. When Jesus heard about the Ummah of Muhammad, he begged Allah to join them, and Allah answered the dua of Jesus. So Jesus is coming back to kill the swine, to break the cross, to kill the Dajjal, to kill the Gog and Magog, and to abolish the jizya. When I said this to Christians, they said, oh my God, Jesus is coming back to do a lot of killing. Jesus is coming back to do what? To kill the swine, to break the cross, to kill the Dajjal, to kill the Gog and Magog, and to abolish the jizya. The Christians say, oh my God, Jesus is coming back to do a lot of killing. So not only does Allah create, He also guides. Allah Ta'ala is Al-Hadi, so only Allah can guide. Because only Allah can guide, the three messengers in Surah Yasin, what did they say? وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَى الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينَ. Our job is to give the balag. We can guide, Allah guide. Surah Yasin, verse 17. So why the three messengers who went to Turkey? This story took place in Antakya, Turkey. Why they said to the people, وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَى الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينَ. Our job is to give the balag. Because they know only Allah can guide. It is impossible for us to guide. It is Allah who guides. So when the Prophet saw his uncle die a kafir, Abu Talib, he was devastated. Allah revealed an ayah to comfort the Prophet. Surah 28, verse 56. What Allah said, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. You, Muhammad, cannot guide to Islam who you want to guide. Only me, Allah, can guide. There are two types of guidance. Your scholars of Tawheed will tell you that. There are two types of guidance. One is called Tawfiq, and the other guidance is called Irshad. Your scholars will tell you that there are two types of guidance, Tawfiq and Irshad. So when Allah said, you, Muhammad, cannot guide to Islam who you want to guide, only me, Allah can guide, Allah is talking about Tawfiq. Tawfiq is from Allah and no one else but Allah. And when Allah said up to the Prophet, when Allah said about the Prophet, and you, Muhammad, you are guiding people to the straight path, Surah 42, verse 52, Allah is talking about Irshad. Irshad is when a man guides another man to Islam by giving him the right Aqidah. What is Irshad? When a man guides another man to Islam by teaching him the right Aqidah. That is called Irshad. Irshad is when a man guides another man to Islam by teaching him the right aqidah. Yes. So the above mentioned ayah is talking about Irshad. Muhammad guiding people to Islam. You're going to put in your notes, the above mentioned ayah is talking about Irshad. Muhammad guiding people to Islam. الذي قدر والذي قدر فهدى والذي أخرج المرعى. Then Allah said in ayah 4, وَالَّذِي أَخْرَجَ الْمَرْعَى. He brings forward the pasturage. Did you know that the verse وَالَّذِي قَدَّرَ فَهَدَى, Allah Ta'ala preordained everything and He guides. That alone is a book. I never bring all the ayahs about Qadr and all the hadiths about Qadr. I did not. That one verse, وَالَّذِي قَدَّرَ فَهَدَى, that is a book on itself. And I did not bring all the hadiths about Qadr. For example, there's a hadith that says, nothing changes Qadr except your dua. Nothing. The dua of a Muslim is so powerful, it can change Qadr. This hadith was collected by Ahmad and At-Tirmidhi. Nothing changes your Qadr. Okay, authentic with 3, find the hadith. Nothing changes your Qadr except your dua. That's how powerful the dua of a Muslim is. I didn't quote all the hadiths about Qadr and all the hadiths about guidance. And who brings out the pasturage? وَالَّذِي أَخْرَجَ الْمَرْعَى فَجَعَلَهُ غُثَاءً أَحْوَىٰ. Okay, bring ayah 5. فَجَعَلَهُ غُثَاءً أَحْوَىٰ. And then makes it dark stubble. After bringing forward the pasturage that is in a state of being green, then Allah makes it become dark, dried up, stubble. Okay, bring ayah 5. Now, look at the ayah. What do you understand from the ayah? Read the ayah. What is ayah 5? فَجَعَلَهُ غُثَاءً أَحْوَىٰ. And then He makes it dark, stubble. Why is it taking so long for ayah 5 to come to the point? And He makes it dark, stubble. Now look at these two ayahs. What do you gather from that? Allah is talking about the 4 seasons of the year. I control the 4 seasons of the year. Sometimes your pasturage is green, other times it becomes dried up and dark. That is what the scholars say about the ayah. Allah is mentioning the 4 seasons of the year. The pasturage is very important. Without the pasturage, your animals will die and man will die. Do not underestimate the importance of pasturage, which is called the mar'a, the vegetation. The Arabic word mar'a means the vegetation, the green vegetation. Without the pasturage, your animals will die and mankind will die. What brings the pasturage is the rain. What caused the rain to stop? When you stop paying zakah. When you stop paying zakah, the rain will stop. The rain brings the pasturage, and without the rain, the place will become a desert. What caused the rain to stop? When you stop paying the zakah. That's when the rain stops. we shall make you read, Muhammad. سَنُقْرِئُكَ فَلَا تَنْسَى. And you won't forget. Ayah 6. سَنُقْرِئُكَ فَلَا تَنْسَى. We'll make you read the Quran. But what the ayah means is, we shall make you recite it from the angel Gabriel. Because the Prophet could not read and the Quran was not in a book form yet for the Prophet to read it in a book form. So what Allah is saying, we shall make you recite the Quran. That is the proper translation. Because the Prophet could not read nor write, and the Quran was not in a book form for him to read. So what he did, he recited the Quran when the angel came with the Quran. When the angel came with the Quran, he recited it from the angel. سَنُقْرِئُكَ فَلَا تَنْسَى إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ. Ayah 7. إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ إِنَّهُ يَعْلَمُ الْجَهْرَ وَمَا يَخْفَى. So why did Allah say that to the Prophet? We'll make you read and you won't forget. The Prophet used to be, except what Allah would, the Prophet used to recite the Quran with zeal because he feared he'll forget the Quran. So before the angel could come out with the Quran, sometimes he would recite the Quran with zeal out of fear. What if I forget the Quran? That's the reason Allah sent this ayah down. We will make you recite the Quran and you won't forget. So don't be worried about forgetting the Quran. This ayah is similar to Surah 20. 114. Surah Taha 114. The Prophet was afraid of forgetting the Quran. So when the angel Gabriel would come with the Quran, reciting the Quran to the Prophet, sometimes he would try to recite before the angel could come out with the Quran properly out of fear he might forget the Quran. So Allah said, سَنُقْرِئُكَ فَلَا تَنْسَى. We will make you recite the Quran and you won't forget. إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ اللَّهُ. Then high above Allah. Then high above all be Allah. Then high above all be Allah, the true King. And be not in haste, O Muhammad, with the Quran, before its revelation is completed to you. And say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. وَقُلْ رَبِّي زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. وَقُلْ رَبِّي زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. Say, my Lord, increase me in knowledge. Okay, I will bring you another verse. Surah 75. Verses 16 to 19. لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به إن علينا جمعه وقرآنا فإذا قرأناه فأت بقرآنا ثم إن علينا بيانا. Surah 75 verses 16 to 19. لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به إن علينا جمعه وقرآنا فإذا قرأناه فأت بقرآن. Don't rush to recite the Quran. Don't hasten with your tongue to recite the Quran before the angel Gabriel can come out with the Quran. It is upon us to collect it and to recite it for you. So after we recite it to you by the lips of the angel Gabriel, follow after his recitation. Don't try to recite before the angel or to recite with the angel, but follow after his recitation. And it is on us to give you the bayan, the tafsir, the explanation. So Surah 75, verses 16 to 19. So these verses came down to correct the Prophet. To correct the Prophet in regards to adab, talib al-ilm, the mannerism of talib al-ilm. The Prophet was talib al-ilm. Who was his sheikh? His sheikh was the angel Gabriel. Everyone has a sheikh. Only Allah doesn't have a sheikh. Only Allah doesn't have a sheikh. Even the Prophet had a sheikh. Who was the sheikh? The angel Gabriel. Who taught the Prophet how to pray properly? The angel Gabriel. Who taught the Prophet how to recite the Quran properly? The angel Gabriel. Everyone had a sheikh. Everyone has a sheikh. Only Allah does talib al-ilm, the mannerism of talib al-ilm. Talib al-ilm means a student of knowledge. Allah said, we will make you recite the Quran and you won't forget except what Allah wills. If the Prophet forgot some surahs or some ayahs, we should not worry about that because Allah replaced those surahs and those ayahs with something better. If the Prophet forgot some surahs or some ayahs, you shouldn't worry about that. Why? Because Allah replaced those surahs and those ayahs with something better. One of my sheikhs told me that Surah Tawbah was long like Surah Baqarah. A sheikh told me Surah Tawbah was long like Surah Baqarah. So why is it that we shouldn't worry if the Prophet forgot some surahs or some ayahs? Because Allah replaced with something better. Baqarah 106. ما ننسخ من آية أو ننسها نأتي بخير منها أو مثلها. Whatever verses we abrogate or cause to be forgotten, we bring something better or something similar. Baqarah 106. There are people who say there is no abrogation in the Quran. Whatever a verse do we abrogate or cause to be forgotten, we bring a better one or similar to it. Know you not that Allah is able to do all things. Baqarah 106. This is a verse we use to refute those people who say no abrogation took place in the Holy Quran. Some say no abrogation took place in the Quran. Abrogation took place because some rulings are not applicable. Allah said in the verse that He knows what is revealed and what is concealed. Allah knows what is revealed and what is concealed. That verse is similar to Surah 6, verse 59. Not a leaf falls from the tree anywhere in the world without the knowledge of Allah. Not even one leaf can fall from a tree anywhere in the world without the knowledge of Allah. Just a minute. إِنَّهُ يَعْلَمُ الْجَهْرَ مَا يَخْفَاهُ. No, Surah 87. إِنَّهُ يَعْلَمُ الْجَهْرَ مَا يَخْفَاهُ. Verse 7 is like Baqarah 106. Make a correction. Surah 87 verse 7 is like Baqarah 106. I'm sorry, not Baqarah 106. It's like Surah 6. What am I saying? Surah 87 verse 7 is like Surah 6 verse 59. Okay, that is the correct version. Surah 87 verse 7 is like Surah 6 verse 59. Allah knows what is revealed and what is concealed. Surah 87 verse 7 is like Surah 6:59. Okay, bring me Surah 6 verse 59 and let us match them to see if the two verses are similar. Because this is the verse Allah said, not even one leaf can fall from the tree anywhere in the world without my knowledge. I know what is revealed and I know what is concealed. And with him are the keys, mafati al-ghayb, the keys of the unseen. None knows them but He, Allah. And He knows whatever there is in the earth and what is in the sea. Not a leaf falls, but He knows about it. There is not a grain in the darkness of the earth, or anything fresh or dry, but is written in a clear record. Yes, this is the ayah. So this ayah is talking about Allah's knowledge. It encompasses everything, and Allah's knowledge is infinite. It has no limit. Allah's knowledge is infinite. It has no limit. Our knowledge is finite. We don't even know what's the cure for AIDS. Do we know that? Do we know the cure for AIDS? Our knowledge is limited. وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. Allah said, I didn't give you knowledge except qalila, a little. Your knowledge is a little. Yet you brag and boast about your knowledge. Ayah 8, and we shall make it easy for you, O Muhammad, the easy way in doing righteous deeds. So whenever Allah loves you, He gives you the proper understanding of the deen, and He makes it easy for you to implement the deen. Okay, find the hadith. مَنْ يُرْلَى بِهِ خَيْرًا يَفَقِّهُ فِي الدِّينِ. Whenever Allah wants good for you, He gives you the correct understanding of the deen. And by having the correct understanding of the deen, it becomes easy for you to implement the deen. Okay, find the hadith. مَنْ يُرِدُ اللَّهُ بِهِ خَيْرًا يَفَقِّهُ فِي الدِّينِ. Whenever Allah wants good for you, He gives you the proper understanding of the deen. By giving you the proper understanding of the deen, it becomes easy for you to implement the deen. But for you to have the right understanding of the deen, Allah has to love you first. Did you find the hadith? So Allah said, Allah made a promise to Muhammad, we are going to make it easy for you, O Muhammad, to implement the deen. Therefore, فَذَكِّرْ إِن نَفَعَتِ ذِكْرَ. Therefore, remind men if the reminder profits them. Remind men if the reminder profits them. Bring me the ayah. Why somebody from the room didn't help the admin to find the hadith? Obviously, he didn't find the hadith. If Allah wants good for you, He gives you the proper understanding of the deen. The hadith is on the blog, so I expect you to find it easily. Okay, this is the hadith. Yes. If Allah wants good for you, He makes you understand the deen. Somebody in the room should help the admin find the hadith. Obviously, it's taking a long time. The hadith is on the blog. I'll tell you how to find hadith. For those of you who don't know, if Allah desires good for someone, what I wrote on the board, if Allah desires good for someone, if you put /authentic tawheed, the hadith will come up. So when I say the hadith is on the blog, you search like that. Ayah 9 is saying you should only give dawah to people who show interest in the dawah. Okay, authentic Tawheed 19, explain Ayah 9. It says you should only give the dawah to those who show interest in the dawah. Giving the dawah to somebody who is not interested, you are disrespecting yourself. If you give dawah to a person who has no interest, you are throwing away silver and gold to the swine. You are wasting your time, and they don't worth a dime. That's what you're doing. Allah said, فَذَكِّرْ إِن نَفَعَتِ ذِكْرَى. Allah put a condition on your dawah. Give the dawah if it benefits the person who shows interest in the dawah. If you are giving Islam to a person who is not interested, you disgrace yourself. You are throwing away silver and gold to the swine. You are wasting your time, and they don't worth a dime. Ayah 10, the reminder will be received by him who fears Allah. The one who fears Allah, he will take the admonition seriously. Many Muslims, they give dawah to people who are not interested because they don't know the etiquette of dawah. You need to study the etiquette of dawah before you give dawah. You should only give dawah to somebody who shows interest, and when you give dawah, begin your dawah with tawheed, not fiqh. Many of you give the dawah by teaching fiqh, and that's wrong. Give the dawah with tawheed. Invite the people to Allah. Teach the people tawheed, not fiqh. If you start the dawah with fiqh, you're going to run them away from Islam. Mu'adh bin Jabal, when the Prophet sent Mu'adh bin Jabal to Yemen, he said, you are going to come across Jews and Christians. The first thing you should do is invite the people to Allah, the Tawheed of Allah. Begin the dawah with Tawheed. Yes, that's the Sunnah of Allah and the Sunnah of the Prophet. Many of you will drive people away from Islam because you begin the dawah with fiqh. Pork is haram, alcohol is haram, smoking is haram, riba is haram, fornication is haram. Everything haram, haram, haram. What you are saying is the truth, but the people are not ready for that yet. Tell the people about Allah. Give them the dawah by telling them about Qul Huwallahu Ahad, Surah Ikhlas. The people are addicted to every haram under the heavens. They worship their evil and corrupted desires. And you begin the dawah with fiqh. That's wrong. Teach the people Tawheed. That's what they need to know. They don't know who Allah is. They believe Holy Mary is Mother of God. They believe that Jesus is God. Their situation is pitiful, appalling, and pathetic. They don't even know who Allah. They don't know who their Lord is. They think Jesus is Lord. So the reminder will be received by him who fears Allah. So only the person who fears Allah will benefit from the dawah. Ayah 11, it will be avoided by the wretched. The wretched are those who worship their evil desires. They are the ones who will rebel against the dawah and avoid the dawah. Who will enter the great fire and will be made to taste its burning. The wretched here means those who are addicted to their evil and corrupted desires. To give the tafsir of ayah 11. The wretched here means those who are addicted to their evil and corrupted desires. They are the ones who will shun the dawah because they can't change. They have given up hope. They throw the towel in the ring. To throw the towel in the ring means I've given up. I can't become a Muslim. I'm in too deep. I'm into Jahiliyyah too deep. I'm swimming in Jahiliyyah all the way to my neck. I can't give up Jahiliyyah. So the wretched are those who are addicted to their evil and corrupted desires. They are the ones Allah said will shun the dawah. Who will enter the great fire and will be made to taste its burning. And they who are addicted to their desires, Allah spoke about them in Surah 45, verse 23. أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. Have you not seen he who worships beside Allah his evil and corrupted desires? Surah Jathiyah, verse 23. Allah spoke about people who are addicted to their evil and corrupted desires, and Allah spoke about them again in Surah 79, 37 to 39. فَأَمَّا مَنْ طَغَى وَآثَرَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا فَإِنَّ الْجَحِيمَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. As for him who transgressed beyond all bounds and prefers the life of this world over the hereafter, the Jahim will be his abode, his ma'wa. I have to close the dars here because tomorrow we'll continue the dars, Tafseer of Surah Ala, because the admin has to go. Bring the ayah and then I close the dars, Surah 79, verses 37 to 39. فَأَمَّا مَنْ طَغَى وَآثَرَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا فَإِنَّ الْجَحِيمَ هِيَ الْمَأْوَى. As for him who transgressed beyond all bounds in his kufr, his disbelief, his zandaka, and he preferred the life of this world over the hereafter by following his evil and corrupted desires, verily his abode will be the hellfire. Okay, this is the ayah I wanted. I would like to thank our brother Word up in Authentic Third 19 for the notes, and I'd like to thank Authentic Third 3 for posting the hujjah. We'll continue the tafsir tomorrow. Inshallah ta'ala, subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. I'll see you tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala, and please donate generously to the dawah effort. I will now relinquish the mic. ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد, brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to this another of our sittings. We shall continue the tafsir of Surah Ala Therefore, I would appreciate if the admins there put the two notes together and make it one note. I do not want the two notes to be separated. I'd appreciate if the admins put the two notes together to make it one note. The last time we were here, we stopped at Ayah 9. Ayah 9, Allah said, therefore, remind men in case they remind the Prophet them. فَذَكِّرْ إِن نَفْعَتِ ذِكْرَهُ. Give the admonition, and please bring me Ayah 9, Surah 87. And please post that ayah on the screen. Allah Ta'ala said, فَذَكِّرْ إِن نَفْعَتِ ذِكْرَهُ. In means if. The Arabic word in means if. So what Allah is saying is, deliver the message if it benefits the person. Where is the ayah? Surah 87 verse 9. So Allah Ta'ala puts a condition on your da'wah. Who's supposed to bring the ayah? Please have ayah 10 ready to be posted because just now you took an hour to find the ayah. Please have ayah 10 ready to be posted because a while ago you took an hour to find the ayah. Okay, authentic to it 16, please let's explain the ayah. Allah Ta'ala said, فَذَكِّرْ إِن نَفْعَتِ ذِكْرَهُ. Give the admonition if it benefits the person. The Arabic word in means if. فَذَكِّرْ إِن نَفْعَتِ ذِكْرَهُ. Allah puts a condition on your da'wah, and that is, your da'wah should benefit the person you are delivering it to. You can't give the da'wah to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You have to give the da'wah to a person who appreciates the da'wah. Allah Ta'ala puts a condition on your da'wah that is that it should benefit the person you are delivering it to. Yes. You are not allowed to give da'wah to every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You have to give the da'wah to a person who appreciates the da'wah. Because your message, Islam, is precious. So since your message is precious, you should only give it to a person who appreciates it. If you give it to a person who is rebellious to your message, you are throwing away silver and gold to the swine. You are wasting your time, and this person doesn't worth a dime. That is your scenario, and that is your similitude. You are throwing away silver and gold to the swine. This person is wasting your time, and this person doesn't worth a dime. So Allah said, فَذَكِّرْ إِن نَفَعَتِ الذِّكْرَى. Give the admonition if it benefits the person. You are not allowed to give the da'wah to a person who is rebellious to the haqq. You should give da'wah to the person who submits to the haqq. Only give the da'wah to a person who surrenders to the haqq, not a person who is rebellious to the haqq. Ayah 10, the reminder will be received by him who fears Allah. Or Ayah 10. The reminder will be received by the person who fears Allah. So whenever a person fears Allah, they will take heed to the reminder. But if the person doesn't fear Allah, they will not take heed to the message. So Allah tell you in Surah 51, verse 55, that it is the believers who benefit from the reminder. Allah told you in Surah 51, verse 55, what Allah told you? It's the believers who benefit from the reminder, not the munafiq, not the zindiq, not the heretic. The person who is sincere. Allah said what? وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَى تَنْفَعَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Give the reminder because it will benefit the believers. Allah told you in the Quran, it's the believers who will benefit from the reminder. Then Allah repeated himself in Surah 87 verse 10. Allah said, the reminder will be received by him who fears Allah. Okay, authentic Tawheed 16. You are going to say Surah 51 verse 55 is similar to Surah 87 verse 10. Because the Quran resembles the Quran did not checkmate the Quran. The Quran resembles the Quran did not checkmate the Quran did not contradict the Quran. So every surah in the Quran, I can bring you another surah to match it. But it will be avoided by the wretched. Ayah 11. Allah said the reminder will be avoided by the wretched. The wretched is the one who is the wretched is the one who worships his evil and corrupted desires. Who are the wretched? Okay, authentic Tawheed 16. Who are the wretched? Make that in big writing. Who are the wretched? The wretched is the one who worships his evil and corrupt desires. Okay, that's good enough. Surah 45, verse 23. Allah spoke about him in Surah 45, verse 23. أَفَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهُ هَوَاهُ. Have you seen he who worships beside Allah, instead of Allah, his evil and corrupted desires? That is the wretched. The wretched is the one who worships his evil and corrupted desires instead of worshipping Allah. Okay, where is the ayah? Surah 45, verse 23. Okay, the wretched is the one who is proud and arrogant and rebellious to the haqq. Okay, into the 16th, the wretched, we are still answering the question. The wretched is one who is proud and arrogant, and he is rebellious to the haqq. Yes. He hates what Allah has revealed. The wretched is one who hates. Okay, please elucidate, please expound. The wretched, he hates what Allah has revealed, because it goes against his evil and corrupted desires. It goes against his evil and corrupted desires. Examples of the wretched are as follows. Nimrod. Examples of the wretched are as follows. Nimrod, the Pharaoh, Abu Lahab and Abu Jahl. Nimrod, the Pharaoh, Abu Lahab and Abu Jahl. And Allah said, Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. The wretched will be made to enter the blazing fire. Ayah 12. The wretched who will be made to enter the blazing fire and taste its burning. The fire which the wretched will enter is 70 times hotter than the fire we use to prepare our meals at home. Where's Ayah 12? The wretched will be made to enter the blazing fire. The fire is 70 times hotter than the fire you use to prepare your meals at home. And because the fire is 70 times hotter than the fire you use to prepare your meals at home, Allah refers to the fire as the great fire. Nar al-Kubra. Allah said the fire is Nar al-Kubra. Because it is 70 times hotter, Allah said it is Nar al-Kubra, the great fire. The wretched will regret not following the haqq when he was living in the dunya. On the day of judgment, the wretched will regret not following the haqq. So where is the evidence? Because judgment day is a day of grief and regret. Yawm al-Hasra. Okay, the evidence is Surah Mulk verses 8 to 11. That is the evidence to prove that the wretched who used to brag and boast and show off in the dunya, in the hereafter he will regret not following the haqq. So it will be said to him, Alam ya'tikum nadhir, didn't I want to come to you, a nadhir? Qalu bal qad ja'ana nadhir. They will say, yes, a nadhir came. Yawm al-Hasra. Hasra. Not khasra, hasra, the day of grief and regret. He will say, yes, a warner came. We did have a warner, but we denied the warner and said Allah never sent down anything of revelation. You are only in great error. Dalal and Kabir. They will say, had we but listened and used our akal, our intelligence, we would not have been among the dwellers of the blazing fire. Then they will confess their sin, so away with the dwellers of the blazing fire. Surah Mulk, this is the evidence to prove that the wretched will regret not following the haqq when they were in the dunya. But it's too late. Then they will confess their sins, so away with the dwellers of the blazing fire. The wretched will be filled with grief and regret why they didn't follow the haqq. Allah Ta'ala will make it easy for people to enter the paradise on Judgment Day because Allah said, my mercy prevails over my wrath. Only the wretched will go to the hellfire. Allah will make it easy for people to enter the paradise on Judgment Day because Allah said, my mercy is more than my wrath. Only the wretched will go to the hellfire because Allah will make it easy for us to enter the paradise because Allah said, my mercy is more than my wrath. Inna rahmati taghlib ghadabi. Where is the notes? Oh, Allah said, Allah will make it easy for us to enter the paradise on the day of judgment because Allah said, my mercy is more than my wrath. Where is the notes? Okay, authentic Tawheed 3, find the hadith where Allah said, my mercy is more. And the notes is not complete. Allah will make it easy for us to enter the paradise on Judgment Day because Allah's mercy is more than His wrath. The sentence is not complete. Anyway, it can be completed afterwards. Please write what I'm saying so that those who read will understand the notes properly. Anyway, it can be added later. Ayah 13, then there he will neither die to be in rest nor live a good life. He will neither die so that he can take a rest from punishment, neither will he live a good life. لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا. لا يموت فيها ولا يحيا. Ayah 14, قد أفلح من تزكى. قد أفلح من تزكى. Indeed, whoever purifies himself by avoiding polytheism shall achieve success. In order to achieve success, we need to purify ourselves from 7 things. I'm sorry, 8 things. 8 things. In order to achieve success, we need to purify ourselves from the following 8 things. The first is kufr, which is disbelief. The first is kufr. The second is shirk, which is polytheism. The third is hypocrisy. Nifaq. The third is nifaq, translated as hypocrisy. The fourth is deviancy, to deviate from the right aqidah. For example, the Mu'tazilites are deviants, the Sufis are deviants, the Khawarij are deviants, the Murji'ah, they are deviants. So the fourth is deviancy. The fifth is heresy. Heresy is to make up your... The fifth is zandaka. Put the word zandaka, and in brackets you put heresy. This heresy is to make up your own religion, which is called Islam, not Islam. Heresy is to make up your own religion, which is called Islam, not Islam. Islam means his version of Islam. Number 6, doubts. To doubt your faith. The number 6 is doubt. To doubt your... Doubt means to doubt your faith. You are not sure Muhammad was a prophet. You are not sure the Quran was revealed by Allah. You are not sure Judgment Day is a reality or a fantasy. You have doubts about these things. If you doubt these things, you're a kafir, because one of the 7 conditions of shahada is yaqeen, certainty. Number 7 is hawa, evil and corrupted desires. Okay, one of the 7 conditions of shahada is yaqeen. And you didn't write what I say. You didn't write what I say. If you doubt, you're a kafir. You forgot to write that. You are leaving out the key points that I am making. So when people read, they don't benefit. One of the 7 conditions of shahada is yaqeen. So if you doubt, you're a kafir. If you doubt that Allah exists, or you doubt Muhammad was a prophet, or you doubt that Judgment Day is a reality, if you think Judgment Day is a myth, you're a kafir. You need to write what I'm saying to benefit the ummah. Are you trying to make me become late Ibn Sa'd? Layth ibn Sa'd, his students didn't write down the knowledge, and when he died, the knowledge died with him. If I don't scream and shout, you make me become like Layth ibn Sa'd. Don't be lazy to write. His students did not write down a thing of what he said, so when he died, his knowledge went to the grave with him, and the Ummah did not benefit. The 8th is apostasy. Ridda. The 8th is called a Ridda. R-I-D-D-A. Ridda is 2 D's. R-I-D-D-A. Ridda. Apostasy. You purify yourself from apostasy by returning to Islam. You purify your heart of apostasy by returning to Islam sincerely. That's how you purify yourself from apostasy. By returning to Islam sincerely. Okay, let's continue the next ayah. Before continuing, some scholars use this ayah 14, to mean you should pay zakah. Qad aflaha man tazakka. Some scholars use this ayah to mean you should pay your zakah, because Allah said tazakka, which means to pay zakah. Did you write that down? Ayah 14. Okay, bring by the ayah. Many scholars use the ayah to say you should pay your zakah. Qad aflaha man tazakka, successful is one who paid the zakah. Okay, authentic 360, you're going to say the above mentioned ayah. Many scholars use that ayah to say you should pay your zakah. Which ayah? The above mentioned ayah. The ayah which is above. And remembers the name of his Lord, worships none but Allah, and prays the 5 composite prayers and the nawafil, the additional prayers. Ayah 15. And remembers the name of his Lord and prays the 5 composite prayers, nawafil, the additional prayers. The name of his Lord is Allah. Okay, authentic 16, you're going to write, the name of his Lord is Allah. His name is not God or Jehovah or Yahweh. His name is Allah. Not God or Jehovah or Yahweh, his name is Allah. That is his name. And when a person translates the Quran from Arabic to English, they should keep Allah. Don't put God. Because the word God can be easily corrupted. You can put gods with the S. But the word Allah, it is impossible to corrupt it because it's a holy name. Okay, give the reason why they should keep the name Allah, because it is impossible to corrupt the name Allah. But the English word God can be easily corrupted. The above verse also means you should engage in dhikr abundantly. The above mentioned verse also means you should engage in dhikr, because it is with the dhikr of Allah you can find tranquility in your heart. Surah 13 verse 28. ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. It is only by the dhikr of Allah you can find tranquility in your heart. ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. It is by the dhikr of Allah that the hearts find tranquility, the qulub finds tranquility. Surah 13 verse 28. Even in paradise there is dhikr. Dhikr is so important. Even in paradise there is dhikr. The dhikr of paradise is Subhanallah walhamdulillah wa la ilaha illallah wallahu akbar. That is the dhikr of paradise. The above mentioned ayah also means you should perform the following 4 salah. The above mentioned ayah also means you should perform 4 types of salah. The first is Fardul Ain. The first salah is called Fardul Ain. Like Salat al-Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. Like the 5 daily prayers. Like the 5 daily prayers. Like the 5 daily prayers. The next is Fard Kifaya. Like Salat al-Fajr, Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. Okay, the next is Salat, which is Fard Kifaya. Fard not Kafaya, Kifaya. Like the Salah for rain and Salat al-Janaza, to pray over dead people. Janaza Salah, like the Janaza Salah. It's called Fard Kifaya. Ibn Taymiyyah said Eid is Fardul Ain and it's the correct opinion. Ibn Taymiyyah, Abu Hanifa and Ibn Taymiyyah, listen to this. Abu Hanifa and Ibn Taymiyyah said the 2 Eids are Fardul Ain and this is a correct opinion about Eid. The 2 Eids are Fardul Ain according to Abu Hanifa and who? Ibn Taymiyyah. Don't forget to put the scholars. According to Abu Hanifa and Ibn Taymiyyah, and it's the correct opinion. The third type of salah, which Allah is talking about, when Allah said, وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى, Salah means to pray, is the salah which is sunnah mu'akkada. The nawafil prayers. The nawafil prayers like the two sunnah before Fajr. The sunnah, for example, the two sunnah before Fajr. Are you right to what I'm saying? The two sunnah before Fajr is called sunnah mu'akkada. And also, am I can you hear me? The two sunnah before Fajr is called sunnah mu'akkada. Also, the two rak'ah to greet the masjid when you enter the masjid is called sunnah mu'akkada. The Prophet told the man to get up and pray two rak'ah to greet the masjid. When he came for Salatul Jum'ah, he sat down and didn't pray. The Rasul told him to get up and pray the two rak'ah to greet the masjid. Tahiyatul masjid. Fard kifaya, fard al-ain, fard kifaya, sunnah mu'akkada. Fard al-ain, fard kifaya. Sunnah mu'akkada. The last salah is sunnah ghair mu'akkada. The last is ghair mu'akkada. Ghair mu'akkada means a salah which is not strongly emphasized. So when you do the salah, it is optional. It's not like sunnah mu'akkada. The Prophet did not leave off the two sunnah before Fajr, not even when he was traveling. The two sunnah before Fajr is very, very important. The two sunnah before Maghrib, you can leave it off. If you leave off the two sunnah before Maghrib, nobody will bat an eyelid. But if you leave off the two sunnah before Fajr, everybody will look at you strange. It's like you committed a crime in Islam. Because the two sunnah before Fajr is called mu'akkada. The Prophet did not leave it off, not even as a traveler. Witr is also sunnah mu'akkada. Salatul witr is sunnah mu'akkada. Okay, give the example of the salah which is not strongly emphasized. The sunnah before Asr and the sunnah before Maghrib, they are not strongly emphasized. The Hanafis don't even pray it in their masjid. The two sunnah before Maghrib. It's the Hanbalis who pray it. These are ghair mu'akkada. The Hanafis don't pray the sunnah in their masjid, the sunnah before Maghrib. So if you leave off sunnah ghair mu'akkada, no one is allowed to rebuke you. You're going to write, if you leave off sunnah غير مؤكدة, no one is allowed to rebuke you, because غير مؤكدة means it's a sunnah which is not strongly emphasized. So you can't criticize the Hanafis for not praying the two sunnah before Maghrib. No one, because غير مؤكدة means it is not strongly emphasized. Okay, the next ayah, بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيا, ayah 16. Nay, you prefer the life of this world. The majority of people prefer the life of this world to the extent where the majority will never believe. The majority of people prefer the life of this world, and because of that, the majority will never believe. Allah told the Prophet in Surah 12:103, even though you are filled with zeal and enthusiasm to give the dawah, the majority will never believe. Why? Because the majority, they prefer the life of this world over the hereafter. So Allah told the Prophet, وَمَا أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتَ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ, even though you are filled with zeal and enthusiasm to give the dawah, the majority will never believe. The majority prefers the life of this world. The reason why the majority prefers the life of this world is because man by nature is impatient. Surah 17 verse 11. Bring me Yusuf Ali's translation. Let me see what Yusuf Ali says about this ayah. Surah 17. Man by nature, وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانَ عَجُولًا, man by nature is impatient. If he wants something, he wants it now. And modern day technology keeps getting faster and faster. The trains that were used in the UK 20 years ago, those trains are not used there anymore. Maybe they export those trains to Africa. You can travel from Scotland to London maybe in 4 hours now, not 8 hours anymore. That's old. That's old technology. Have you been to France and see their trains, or Japan? Their trains are fast. So quick technology makes the old technology, which is slow, become obsolete. There are computers that are fast now. The computers that were used 20 years ago, nobody wants them. Nothing for free. People want fast things, fast computers. People want to talk about fast trains, not to be sitting on a train for 8 hours and feel exhausted. To be on a train which is fast. Okay, that's a better translation. For man is given to haste. That's a proper translation. Man by nature is impatient. So because man by nature is impatient, he prefers the life of this world over the hereafter. Allah said, وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانَ عَجُولًا. Okay, man by nature is not patient. Like Allah said, because of this, he prefers the life of this world over the hereafter. Okay, you're going to say the above mentioned ayah tells us that man by nature is impatient. The above mentioned ayah tells us that man by nature is impatient. وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانَ عَجُولًا. We cut your keys while you wait. We fix your computer while you wait. If you can have a service while you wait, you'll be a successful businessman. People don't like to hear "come back tomorrow." They want you to fix their cell phones and their watches while they wait. While you wait. Not to come back tomorrow. They don't want to hear that. They want you to fix it on the spot while you wait. Fix your computer while you wait. Fix your watch while you wait. Fix your mobile phone, which is bad. We can fix it while you wait. People don't want to hear "come back tomorrow." Man by nature is impatient. So the reason why people prefer the life of this world over the hereafter is because they want to enjoy the pleasures of the flesh. You say, I don't want the 72 virgins in paradise. I want the 72 virgins in the dunya. What if I don't go to paradise? What if I don't go to paradise to enjoy the 72 virgins in paradise? I want the 72 virgins now. I'm sorry, paradise can wait. I want the 72 virgins now. That's how man is. I'm not sure I'm going to go to paradise to drink the wine in paradise, so I'm going to drink the wine now. I want to drink wine now, because what if I don't go to paradise to drink the wine in paradise? I'm sorry, heaven can wait. I'm going to drink the wine now. This is the mentality of man. Okay, what about the dunya? What did Allah say about the dunya? Did you write what I'm saying? They want, I don't think you're right what I'm saying. Man wants to enjoy the women of the dunya because he's not sure he's going to go to paradise, so he says, let me enjoy the women now. Please write what I'm saying. Man wants to drink the wine of the dunya because he's saying, what if I don't go to paradise? What if I don't make it to paradise? I want to enjoy the wine of the dunya now. That is the mentality of man. I'm not going to give up certain for uncertain. What if I don't make it to paradise? I want to drink the wine of the dunya now. That is his mentality. Allah spoke about the dunya, Surah 6, verse 32. What did Allah say about the dunya, Surah 6, verse 32? 57:20. Okay, bring me these. What did Allah say about the dunya in Surah 6, verse 32? And the life of this world is nothing but play and amusement, but far better is the house of the hereafter for those who are al-muttaqun. Will you not then understand? So the life of this world is nothing but play and amusement, but far better is the house of the hereafter. Now you are chasing the women of the dunya. They menstruate. The women of paradise don't menstruate, nor defecate, nor urinate. They don't urinate. The hereafter, the women of the hereafter are better. Why don't you wait for that? Know that the life of this world is only play and amusement and pomp and mutual boasting among you, and a rivalry in respect of wealth and children, as the likeness of vegetation after rain. Thereof the growth is pleasing to the tiller. Afterwards it dries up and you see it turning yellow. Then it becomes straw. But in the hereafter for the disbelievers, the evildoers. Now look at Ayah 11 from Surah 62, Surah Jum'ah. وَإِذَا رَأَوْا تِجَارَةً أَوْ لَهْوًا انفَضُّوا إِلَيْهَا وَتَرَكُوكَ قَائِمًا. And when they see some merchandise or some amusement, beating of drums, they disperse headlong to it and leave you, Muhammad, standing while delivering the khutbah in the masjid. That which Allah has is better than any amusement, merchandise. Now, why Allah revealed this ayah? Do you know the story? A caravan came from Syria and they were beating the drums. Beating the drum means a caravan is from Syria with nice clothing and perfumes. Come and have a look. Come and buy. The Prophet was delivering a khutbah in the masjid in Medina. When the caravan came from Syria and they beat the drums to announce that the caravan arrived, they dashed out of the masjid to go to the caravan, and only 12 men remained in the masjid. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, Abu Ubaidah ibn al-Jarrah, Abdurrahman bin Auf, Sa'd ibn Abu Waqqas. Only 12 men remained with the Prophet. The others, they dashed out of the masjid to go and look at the caravan. How can the Prophet deliver a speech and you sat down listening to the Prophet giving a khutbah, and because a caravan came from Syria, you dashed out of the masjid and abandoned the Prophet? They abandoned you, Muhammad, standing up in the masjid delivering the khutbah. Did you know the scholars of Islam, they use this ayah to say when you deliver a khutbah, you should stand up? They said this ayah is hujjah, that the Imam who is delivering the khutbah, he should stand up and give the khutbah. So why they dash out of the masjid? Because it is your natural instinct to love the dunya. This ayah proves it's your natural instinct to love the dunya. Allah said you prefer the dunya over the hereafter, even though the hereafter is better. بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى. Now, Allah told you don't forget the dunya. But what Islam is saying, you should be balanced with your love for deen and dunya. Islam is not telling you to turn your back on the dunya. What Islam is saying, be balanced in your love for deen and dunya. Do not allow your love for dunya takes you up. Don't forget the dunya. What Islam teaches is to be balanced with the love of deen and dunya. That's right. Don't allow your love for dunya to make you leave off the deen. Al-hakum al-takathur hatta zurtum al-maqabir. And don't allow your love for the deen, do not allow your love for the deen prevents you from working and feeding your family. Do not allow your love for the deen prevents you from working and feeding your family. Did you know Allah told you don't forget your portion of the dunya? Don't forget your portion of halal enjoyment of the dunya. Allah said you should have fun. How many of you knew that Allah told you to have fun? Not many of you know that. Allah told you to have fun. You didn't know that, did you? Surah 28, verse 77. وَلَا تَنْسَى نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Don't forget your portion of the dunya. Go and have fun. Don't give the impression Islam is boring. Islam is not boring. Have fun, but make sure it's halal fun. وَلَا تَنْسَى نَصِيبَكَ لَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Some of you are so boring because you did not know Allah told you to have fun. Some of you are very boring. But seek with that wealth which Allah has bestowed on you the home of the hereafter. And forget not your portion of legal enjoyment in this dunya. Don't forget your portion of the dunya. Don't forget your portion of halal fun. Many of you did not know that this ayah exists. بل تؤثرون الحياة الدنيا والآخرة خير وأبقى. You prefer the life of this world even though the hereafter is better and everlasting. It is insanity for us to prefer the life of this world over the hereafter. Okay, Austin 3016 could have write what I'm saying. It is insanity for us to prefer the life of this world over the hereafter, because the life of this world is temporary while the hereafter is everlasting. It's only the atheist. It's only the atheist and the heretics who prefer the life of this world over the hereafter. It's only the atheist who doesn't believe in the hereafter who prefers the life of this world over the hereafter. Okay, give the reason why. Because they don't believe in the hereafter. Give the reason why. Because they don't believe in the hereafter, they think the hereafter is a myth. It's not a reality, it's just a fantasy. That is their ideology. They think it's all a myth. It's not a reality, it's just a fantasy. That is their ideology. So they chase after the dunya at the expense of the hereafter. Ayah 18. Okay, bring me Ayah 18. Inna hadha lafi as-suhuf al-ula. Verily, this is in the former scriptures. Suhuf Ibrahim wa Musa. Bring the two ayahs. So what is in the former scripture? That men will chase after the dunya at the expense of the hereafter. That's what is in the former scriptures. It proves to you that history repeats itself. It proves to you that the human nature doesn't change. The human nature doesn't change. Okay, Authentic 3060, you can write this. Ayah proves that history repeats itself. The ayah proves that the human nature doesn't change. Because it's written in the scriptures of Ibrahim and Musa that man will chase after the dunya at the expense of the hereafter. And it's written in the books of Abraham and Musa that the dunya is temporary and the hereafter is everlasting. It is written in the books of Abraham and Musa that the dunya is temporary, but the hereafter is everlasting. That is written in the books of Ibrahim and Musa. There are three reasons why history repeats itself. There are three reasons why history repeats itself. The first reason is the Sunnah of Allah doesn't change. Okay, bring the Hujjah. Bring me from the section where Allah said, then can they expect anything else? Don't bring me the full ayah. Then can they expect anything else? But the Sunnah of Allah, Allah's way of dealing with the people. فَلَنْ تَجْرَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَبْدِيلًا وَلَنْ تَجْرَ لِسُنَّةِ اللَّهِ تَحْوِيلًا. Never change in the Sunnah of Allah. Never will you find any turning off in the Sunnah of Allah. No change, no turn off, no tabdeel, and no tahweel. The second reason why history repeats itself, human nature doesn't change. The second reason, the human nature doesn't change. So what's the evidence? 30. Surah 30, verse 30. Okay, bring the Hujjah. Surah 30, verse 30. The human nature doesn't change. Allah said the human nature cannot change. فَأَقِمْ وَجْهَكَ لِلدِّينِ حَنِيفًا فِطْرَةَ اللَّهِ الَّتِي فَطَرَ النَّاسَ عَلَيْهَا لَا تَبْدِيلَ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ لَا تَبْدِيلَ لِخَلْقِ اللَّهِ. The human nature cannot change. It will never change. So psychology is valid. Psychology and sociology and anthropology. Psychology, psychiatry, sociology. You can use theories that existed 1,000 years ago today because the human nature doesn't change. Allah told us about the stories of previous prophets because the human nature doesn't change. The reason why Allah told us the stories of all the previous prophets is because the human nature doesn't change. And did it say Allah told us, right what I'm saying? Allah told us the stories of all the previous prophets. Because the human nature doesn't change. Allah told us the stories of the previous prophets because human nature doesn't change. Okay, the third reason why history repeats itself, the plot of the shaitan doesn't change. The third reason, the plot of the shaitan doesn't change. Okay, Surah Yasin, Surah 36, 60 to 62. Okay, bring the Hujjah. The plot of the Satan will never change. These are the three reasons why history repeats itself. The first reason is the Sunnah of Allah will never change. The second reason, the human nature will never change. Allah said, I will never change how I create man. La tabdeel li khalqillah. There is no tabdeel for Allah's creation. Human nature can change. All the desires that exist today, they exist yesterday. The human nature doesn't change. And the third reason is the plot of the Satan will never change. Okay, bring me Surah Yasin, verses 60 to 62. This is the tafsir of Surah Ala. I'm going to stop here for today. I'm not taking any questions. This is the tafsir of Surah Ala. I'm not taking any questions. I'd like to thank Author 16 for the notes. I'd like to thank Author 3 for posting Hujjah. I'd like to thank Author 12 for asking donations towards our dawah effort. Where is the ayah? Surah Yasin 60 to 62. 3 ayahs. Please post those 3 ayahs where Allah spoke about the Satan. Allah said, did I not command you, O children of Adam, that you should not worship Shaitan by obeying the Shaitan because he's your open enemy, your plain enemy, and that you should worship me alone and do not set up rivals unto me, associates, false deities. Don't worship false deities beside me. That is the straight path, the Sirat al-Mustaqim. And indeed, he, the Satan, did lead astray a great multitude of you. Did you not then understand? He led astray a great multitude of you. Will you not understand? This is the tafsir of Surah Ala. I'll stop here for today. Please do editing and post it on the blog as soon as possible. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. I'll now yield the mic.